Okay, well, what I thought I'd do is, if anybody was interested, because we cut the tour of the garden a little short for the weather, if anybody had any questions about medicinal plants or about master learning plants, I'd be happy to entertain them before the ceremony. So does anybody have anything they'd like to field before that? Or they just want to use it? They're more interested in just drinking the medicine once and for all. Well, we can certainly do that. So why don't we do that then? We can do a ceremony right now. Get on with it, and then we will, give you a chance to talk afterwards if you'd like to. Okay, because there's a lot to be said about the power plants, and a lot of you showed interest in taking San Pedro and in doing other plants that we use for learning and for improving our spiritual lives, and for teaching us how to improve our spirits and how to manage to do big changes and evolutionary jumps in our lives. And so we use power plants for that, and we use the plants in a way that basically respects their existence, not as pharmaceutical tablets, but as personalities. As just like you would meet a friend and get to know them over a period of time. They have a lot to offer, some of them more than others, and some of them are more powerful and more influential, and they have a bigger impact on your lives, and some of them take longer to get to know. Like I said, that with the Chirisanango, I took that for 2 years, a little bit in the morning, a little bit at night, for a long period of time. And I did that because it's a very complex plant. It's a complex plant that has a lot to offer, and you're not going to learn it in 3 or 4 days. You're going to learn it over a long period of time, because it doesn't let all the information out quickly. Just like when you meet a person, if it's a complex person, it's going to take a while for you to get to know that person, so you have to spend time with them. Now, for instance, you couldn't say, well, yeah, I spent a couple of days with Ernest Hemingway, and now, I know the guy. Doubtful. So you say, I learned how to write in short sentences. I'm a much better writer now. So, when things are complex and they have a lot to offer, they're not going to show them all at once. And the power plants, like ayahuasca, San Pedro, peyote, datura, they're very, very deep, ancient personalities. And so they have a lot to offer. And if you're going to get to know them, you've got to put in your time. You've got to spend time with them, and you can't rush it. And you can't do it too slow. You've got to have the pace just right. It's got to be respectful, and it's got to be steady and decisive. And you can't expect it all to be pretty. There's going to be some beautiful parts, and there'll be some parts that are maybe doubtful, and they might not be as much fun as others. But you would assume that with a power plant like ayahuasca, and it's very true, it's going to take you a long ways. It's going to heal you on many, many levels. It's going to teach you many things. And sometimes it's going to scare you, and sometimes it's going to make you ecstatic. So it has many capacities. Just like a friend that you really value, probably have the capacity to make you sad, to make you worried, and have the capacity also to teach you and to lift your spirits up in any circumstance and show you new horizons in your life. So thinking about that, we'll go in and have a ayahuasca ceremony. Now, for those of you who have never taken medicine before, we're going to give you an introductory dosage, but one large enough so that you don't get bored, so that you have a good penetration, and you get a good penetration in your body, and you have an experience. And for those who have taken medicine before, you're welcome to take more, and some of you I know are jumping up in dosage, like Ivan here, and a couple of you are going to jump up from what we took last time. So let's get on with it. We can get started now. And as you come up to take your ayahuasca, if you could please give me a little idea of how you're feeling. If your stomach is fine, if you've had a good day. And then I'll probably give you another dosage other than what you're taking. But you're welcome to put in your vote before we serve you. And you also have the option to get up and come over and take ayahuasca in mid-ceremony, because the dosing is extremely individualized. Some people can handle a lot, some people need a lot. Some people can handle a little and they only need a little. So we want to be flexible. It doesn't have anything to do with the body, with the mind. It has to do with other factors that we don't understand. So we always progress very gently and very methodically and carefully at the beginning. Because if you take too much at the beginning, you could traumatize the possibilities that it would be able to do for you later. And so we want to move slowly. After tonight, I'll know a lot more about how much you should take. But we have to watch it over a 16-hour period because it's very powerful. And with some people, it would have a secondary reaction. So we've got to watch the first dosage. And then tomorrow we can dial it up according to how you did tonight. And how the second part that you're going to go through back in your house goes. There's a lot of people maybe 2 hours into the ceremony say, I don't feel anything, I want to take some more. So I say, sure, I'll give you some more. And then they just barely make it home and they stay up all night because they had a secondary reaction and both doses hit at the same time. So that can happen and it's not a problem. So the thing is, let's just figure it out in each case so that we can make the most progress possible in the time that each of you have to be here. Okay, so now we can get started. José, levántate. Salud, hermano.